Family members want justice after an 11-year-old boy died at an initiation school at a village outside Tzaneen in Limpopo. The initiate, Phenyo Rampedi, died after a short illness on Sunday. Community members want the initiation school surgeon to take responsibility as the boy was below the age of 12. Now, boys under 12 should be admitted to the traditional initiation schools in the province. Sent Congress of Traditional Leaders of South Africa President Kgoshi Mathupa Mokoena joins us live now to talk about some of these challenges that are being experienced in some of these provinces when it comes to initiation schools. Kgoshi, thank you so much for your time this evening. We talk about problems, deaths at initiation schools this time every year, particularly in winter. It's one thing to express concern, but it's another to talk accountability. What is going wrong here?
Thank you very much, Bongi. I must say, we are so disappointed that we thought we got it right, and we got the assurance from all the owners of Ingoma schools. Unfortunately, Bongi, again, this time of the year, every year, we're talking about the same challenge. It's so sickening and saddening that the people who are supposed to do the right thing, they're not doing it. And as Contralesa, we are saying to the powers that be, please, let's come up with extraordinary measures to curb this thing. And what other thing that is worrying us, Bongi, is that there are some of the owners of these initiation schools who are hiring young boys and put them at some streets, promising them that if they bring any boy to the mountain, they'll get some incentives. That is killing our culture as well. And we are saying we're against it, we're condemning it at the strongest terms that it deserves. It's not supposed to be like this, Ebongi.
So condemning it, as I said, it's one thing, but action is needed now. Because, for example, if some of these, surgeons are now going to be asking these children to be in corners in order to try and coerce others or pay, with the promise of being paid for them to come to the mountain. That is criminal. And somebody should be behind bars and not us condemning it as a nation.
Bongi, I so wish our new government did not usurp powers from traditional leaders. If we had all the powers to deal with these people, I can tell you now, this thing would have stopped a long time ago. Unfortunately, when the new government came into being, they stripped us all those powers that enabled us to deal with these people who are doing these things. Unfortunately, now all we can do is to report to the police so that they act. Some of the police, even if you report the incidences, all they will tell you is say, no, Kgoshi Mokoena, tell that particular Kgoshi who is affected in that particular area to go and open a case. For heaven's sake, a crime is being committed now, but they're still demanding that I must go and open a case first before you can act. And maybe that with the meeting today with the MEC for Kokta, Honorable Speedy Machine, we took a decision to say, from now going forward, no police will give us some excuses. When incidents like this happen, they must just come in, zoom, and land very heavily on any perpetrator who is ravishing this noble practice. Bond.
So, I suppose then, listening to what you're saying with the MEC as well, we can only wait on goodwill here. But there's a failure on the side of the police.
In fact, if we can get cooperation from the police, this thing will be nipped from the bud. But what I can promise you, Bong, is that in areas such as here, where we are in Bushbuckridge, we even crossing the line, because there is a team that has been set here to say, if we hear anything that has to do with kidnapping or illegal school or whatever, the police will get us there busy sorting it out. But we know that that is not allowed. But unfortunately, we can't fold our arms while our boys are being abused, or some of them will even die at the school. That cannot be accepted. But we are calling upon government to come on board and please be part of problem solving in this matter, because as long as government is there, we are there, this matter will continue.
You have another problem in your hands, which is not new again. It continues. And I'm borrowing from an article here published on the 18th of June. And Controller Secretary General Zolani Mkiva is quoted as saying, 2 deaths have been reported, one in a village in the Port St. John's area. He, the initiate, was dehydrated. By the time they took him to the health facility, he was already struggling to breathe, so he died. It's also another concern about what is taking place in some of these schools. If children are coming back dehydrated to the point of death.
Bongi, all what you are citing now, it happens at illegal initiation schools. The challenge is that those guys who are opening these bogus schools, when the situation gets out of hand, exactly what you're saying now, they are afraid to report because they are aware that reporting this case, they are reporting themselves. All we are saying now is for parents and all of us to be vigilant. If there's any illegal initiation school, it needs the parents and all of us to identify them and even ask police to act very swiftly. Until and unless our parents are also conniving with these people, because if I took my child to an illegal school, definitely I might not want my child to leave that school before finishing the training. Unfortunately, that's the case, Bongi. But I want to assure you, Bongi, that we're not going to keep quiet. It's only at some areas where this thing is still continuing.
Yeah.
But in many of the provinces, we're getting it right. If you can see now, it's only 1 or 2 provinces where we're still experiencing this challenge. But other provinces, it's clean, as you can check. It's consistent.
All right.
But we are as worried as any other person when our kids are dying.
Yeah, and it's deeply worrying that in 2024 we're still talking about the death of initiates. And I suppose this lends itself then to a discussion that we possibly need to have with yourselves, to have with COXA, to have with the police, in order to be able to try and understand what happens here and how to get to the bottom of this, because we cannot continue to have these same conversations each and every single year. But thank you so much, Kgoshi, for your time, and hopefully we get to speak again when we're then trying to get answers from everyone involved here in order to be able to understand what's going on.